franchise has been so close so many times. And this feels like they've put together another roster where the expectation is get into the playoffs, see what happens there. You have 2 rings. Explain to me what it takes to get there, because I haven't covered a Super Bowl team. No one who's ever covered the Minnesota Vikings has, actually, has gotten where you have gotten. So tell me what it takes for a team to reach the pinnacle of the sport.
Well, number one, you got to be lucky. You got to have luck on your side.
It's true. That's something Minnesota does not have.
You got to be lucky. You got to have some fortunate bounces go your way. Number 2, injuries. You got to dodge big injuries to key players. That can derail your season. And I understand they say next man up mentality. You have some key injuries to key players. I don't care who the next man up is. Mm-hmm. They will not reach the level of expectations the player that was injured was supposed to reach. So be lucky when it comes to the ball bouncing your way. Be lucky when it comes to dodging significant key injuries to key players. And also, to a togetherness. We in Pittsburgh, the most important thing that we all remember wasn't winning the championship, wasn't the playoff wins, was OTAs, minicamp, training camp, because that's where the foundation was laid. Not just on the football field, but off the football field. If you want to be successful, if you want to be part of a successful Fortune 500 company, if you want to be part of a successful team, organization, you got to have people that love each other. They got to love being around each other. It can't just be a working relationship where I only deal with you when I have to see you. Mm-hmm. In Pittsburgh, we had a sense of togetherness where you go out on the practice field, ball, grind, sweat. Off the football field, we together. We go out to eat together. And the thing about being a professional athlete, you're an adult. So some adults may have other responsibilities, family-like responsibilities. But every now and then, those players with kids, you know what? I'm gonna devote a Monday for you guys. What we doing? Where we hanging out? Because when you know the person you're working with, you're fighting with, when you know them, you respect them. And if you respect someone, you're going to do everything in your power to make that someone happy. And the best way to make your teammate happy is to do what you're supposed to do. If I'm supposed to cover you for 4 quarters, my job is to not allow you to get the best of me. Guess what? I gotta put a smile on my teammate face as he's counting on me. So that's something that we had, the continuity, the love for each other. And the crazy part about our team, we've been retired for most of us have been retired for a long, long time. Man, we have a group chat about 18 guys that we still rock and roll with. If you wrong, we all gonna be wrong together. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about it later. But right now, we in this together. And that's something that I've tried to, emphasize the Pat P, even out in Arizona. Get the guys to jail together, hang out, go to dinner together. You know what I mean? Go to a bar and just eat some wings and just talk. Learn each other better. Because when you learn each other, now you can respect that person. Because I don't care anything about what people say about you got to like your teammate, you got to love your teammate. You don't necessarily got to like or love, but you got to respect. Because if you respect them, now they got your ears, they got your eyes. It's the same thing with coaches. If you dislike a coach, that's one thing. But as long as you respect that coach, when he tells you to be the contained player, not let that ball get outside you, I'm going to respect his word and I'm going to do it. But if I don't respect him, I'm not listening to you. Think about it as a child. If you didn't respect your teacher and your math teacher or English teacher, did you listen to everything they told you to do? No, because I didn't respect you. Why am I listening to you? Why am I listening to my uncle? I don't respect my uncle. I'm not listening. But when you respect people, you listen to them. So that's the best way to get a championship team together. Have guys that like each other. There's no hating involved. There's no toxic vibes involved. Nothing but good energy. When we get on the grass, we're grinding. If I'm not a starter, I'm trying to be a starter. But I'm still wishing the person in front of me to do a good job because we're teammates. And when my number is called, I got to go out there and do a great job. That's a thing. That's one thing too, Matt. A lot of teams don't have older players trying to help younger players that are trying to come get their job. I'm not going to talk to this guy. I'm not going to educate this guy. I'm not going to help this guy. Guess what? He's trying to come get my starting job. But guess what? If you do what you're supposed to do, you'll be okay. And that's a part of doing what you're supposed to do, helping someone. If you're available, if you're able to help someone, help someone. Everything else will work itself out. You got a lot of players that don't want to help each other, and that hurts the team. Because if you go down with an injury, he not ready. Now y'all probably gonna lose a ball game because he's not ready. And guess what? You didn't help him. So the togetherness is what I emphasize, and not just in sports, in life general. Whatever your 9 to 5 is, if you don't like the people you're working with, 9 times out of 10, y'all not going to be successful. It's just how it is.
Yeah, no, that is really well said. I'm glad I asked.